Welcome to this peaceful space where you and I share time together in reflection, growth, and learning. Today, we're going to explore something so natural, so necessary, and yet so often overlooked in our busy lives: the importance of sleep. Sleep, that gentle escape into rest each night, the place where your body heals, your mind resets, and your spirit breathes. In this solo podcast, we're going to go deep. We'll talk about why sleep matters so much for your health, your brain, your emotions, your energy, and your ability to live fully. We'll explore how modern life has made it harder to rest and how you can return to your natural rhythm, the one your body truly craves. This isn't just a science lesson, it's a journey. It's a quiet walk through the night toward rest, balance, and healing. So find a cozy place, maybe make some tea, and let's begin this journey into the world of sleep together. Let's begin by understanding what sleep truly is. Sleep is not just the absence of wakefulness. It is a highly active, deeply essential process. While you sleep, your body is far from idle. Your brain is busy processing memories. Your cells are repairing. Hormones are balancing. Emotions are being sorted. Tissues are healing. Systems are resetting. There are two main types of sleep: REM, rapid eye movement sleep, and non-REM sleep, which includes deep, slow-wave sleep. Each of these stages plays a critical role in your health. REM sleep is where dreaming occurs. It's vital for emotional regulation, creativity, and memory consolidation. Your brain replays your day, files away experiences, and sometimes creates stories from emotional fragments, your dreams. Non-REM sleep is where your body goes into repair mode. Your heart rate slows, your breathing becomes rhythmic, your muscles relax, growth hormone is released. This is the time when healing happens physically, mentally, emotionally. You cycle through these stages multiple times each night. Each cycle is like a tune-up for your system, preparing you for a new day. Sleep is nature's reset button. And yet, in our culture of doing and going and pushing, sleep is often treated like a luxury, not a necessity. But the truth is, this sleep is the foundation for everything. If you ask any doctor, scientist, or wellness expert, they'll tell you sleep isn't just important. It's essential. It's not optional. It's not extra. It's as important as food and water. Let's talk about why. When you sleep, you are allowing your entire system, your brain, your body, and your emotional core to perform a full reset. Think about your brain during deep sleep. Your brain clears out waste through a system called the lymphatic system, as sort of overnight cleaning crew. Toxins, byproducts of your daily thoughts, and emotional stress are swept away. It's your brain's chance to detox, to clear clutter, to restore clarity. Now think about your immune system. Lack of sleep weakens it. One poor night of sleep can reduce your immune response by up to 70%. That means you're more vulnerable to viruses, to inflammation, and to chronic illness. A good sleep strengthens your defenses. It keeps your immune system alert, prepared, and balanced. Sleep also affects your hormones, and not just your sleep hormones like melatonin. It affects your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, which control appetite and fullness, get disrupted with poor sleep. That's why when you're tired, you crave sugar, carbs, or comfort food. Your body is looking for fast energy to make up for what it missed in rest. And let's not forget mental health. Sleep is deeply tied to emotional regulation. When you're rested, you feel more patient, more creative, more emotionally balanced. When you're sleep deprived, the small problems feel overwhelming. You may feel anxious, irritable, even hopeless. This isn't just emotional, it's biological. Your brain is literally less capable of calming your nervous system when it hasn't had time to rest. Everything, and I mean everything, is harder without sleep. Concentration, memory, learning, movement, recovery, even relationships. When you're tired, connection suffers. Communication breaks down, you're less present, less patient, less joyful. Sleep is the quiet engine behind all the things you want to do well work. Love, create, think, heal, grow. Without it, life becomes a struggle. With it, life begins to flow. So if sleep is so natural, why do so many people struggle with it? The answer lies in how far we've come and how far we've drifted from our natural rhythms. Our ancestors didn't have to optimize sleep. They rose with the sun, they slowed down after sunset. Their bodies responded to the natural rise and fall of light, sound, and movement in the environment. But now, we live under artificial lights. We use screens that blast blue light into our eyes late at night. We drink caffeine long into the afternoon. We push productivity past the limits of our body's capacity. We wear stress like a badge of honor. We scroll late into the night. We work on deadlines that never end. We stimulate our nervous systems with nonstop news messages and entertainment. In the modern world, rest has become something we have to schedule. And even when we schedule it, we often don't allow ourselves to truly rest. We bring our phones to bed, we bring our worries, we bring our unfinished tasks. We bring our to-do lists and guilt and stress. Our bodies are in bed, but our minds are still working overtime. And then we wonder why we can't fall asleep, why we wake up tired, why we toss and turn. We've trained our brains to stay alert even in rest. But the good news is we can unlearn that. We can come back to balance. It takes intention, it takes care, but it's possible. And it begins with small steps. Let's talk about the hidden costs of sleep deprivation. We all know what it feels like to be tired, but we often underestimate how deeply it affects us. When you're sleep deprived, your cognitive performance drops dramatically. Studies show that even moderate sleep loss can impair your brain as much as being legally drunk. Your reaction time slows, your memory becomes foggy, your focus wavers, our ability to make decisions, it declines sharply. You become more impulsive, you're more likely to make mistakes, you're more likely to forget things, even important ones. Now think about that in the context of driving, parenting, working, managing finances, making life decisions. It's not just about feeling tired, it's about living below your potential without even realizing it. And it's cumulative. One night of poor sleep makes you tired, but chronic sleep loss can lead to serious long-term issues. Increased risk of heart disease, higher chances of developing diabetes, suppressed immune function, elevated levels of cortisol, your stress hormone, greater risk of depression, anxiety, and mood disorders, poor relationships due to lack of patience and empathy. And here's the truth, no amount of caffeine can replace what sleep provides. Energy drinks, sugar, adrenaline, they're temporary patches. They don't heal, they don't restore, they don't nourish. Sleep is your body's original, most powerful medicine. And you deserve it. Now, let's talk about the emotional side of sleep. You may have noticed when you're well rested, you feel more optimistic, more centered, more capable of handling whatever the day brings. And when you're sleep deprived, everything feels heavier, more overwhelming. Little things get under your skin. Your emotions feel out of control. That's not a coincidence. Sleep has a profound impact on emotional regulation. In fact, your amygdala, part of your brain that responds to stress and threat, becomes hyperactive when you don't sleep enough. It reacts more strongly to negative experiences. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, your brain's reasoning center, becomes less active. That means less rational thinking, less emotional control, and more impulsivity. In other words, lack of sleep makes your brain more reactive and less reflective. You become more sensitive, more anxious, more defensive, and less resilient. That's why sleep is so closely tied to depression and anxiety, not just as a symptom, but as a root cause. Poor sleep can lead to mental health struggles, and mental health struggles can disrupt sleep. It becomes a cycle, one that can feel hard to break. But here's the hope: when you restore sleep, you begin to restore emotional balance. You gain more patience, more clarity, more emotional strength. You're able to pause before reacting, to reflect before speaking, to breathe through discomfort rather than panic. You begin to feel like yourself again. Let's shift now into something that many people don't realize: the link between sleep and creativity. We often think of sleep as passive, a blank state, but in many ways, sleep is where your creativity comes to life. During REM sleep, your brain makes unusual connections. It processes memories, but not in a linear way. It mixes emotions, thoughts, and images. It creates dreams, sometimes strange, sometimes profound. And those dreams, whether you remember them or not, serve a purpose. They help you emotionally process your day. They help your brain sort through what matters and what doesn't. And sometimes they spark insights you couldn't reach while awake. Many artists, writers, inventors, even scientists have had breakthroughs in their sleep, because sleep lets the subconscious mind speak. And the subconscious is where true creativity lives. And it's not just creativity, sleep is also where learning happens. When you study something, whether it's a language, a skill, or a concept, your brain stores some of it during the day. But the deep encoding, the real consolidation, happens while you sleep. Without enough sleep, learning becomes shallow. Retention drops, memory fades. But with good sleep, you remember more. You understand better, you build stronger mental pathways. This is especially important for students, professionals, and anyone trying to grow or develop a new skill. If you're learning something new, prioritize sleep. It's part of the learning process. So now that we've explored the importance of sleep from so many angles: physical, emotional, cognitive, let's talk about something practical. How can you create a life that supports good sleep? It begins with routine. Your body has a natural rhythm, your circadian rhythm. It thrives on consistency. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day helps anchor that rhythm. When your sleep and wake times vary too much, your body gets confused. Your internal clock doesn't know when to wind down or when to energize. That leads to fatigue, irritability, and insomnia. So the first step: set a bedtime and stick to it, even on weekends. Next, build a wind down routine. Your brain needs signals that it's time to shift from activity to rest. Just like children need bedtime rituals, adults do too. That could mean turning off screens an hour before bed, reading a calming book, drinking herbal tea, listening to soft music, stretching gently, writing in a journal. Whatever helps you shift from the noise of the day into stillness, make it part of your ritual. And take care with light exposure. Your brain produces melatonin, your sleep hormone, in response to darkness. But if you're bathing in blue light from your phone or laptop, melatonin production is blocked. Try dimming the lights in the evening. Use warm lamps instead of overhead lights. Put your phone away an hour before bed. Let darkness guide your brain into sleep mode. Let's take a moment to talk about how what you eat and how you move your body during the day affect the quality of your sleep at night. It might surprise you, but food and movement are closely linked to how well you sleep. Let's begin with food. Eating a large, heavy meal right before bed can disrupt your sleep. Why? Because your body is busy digesting, and that process requires energy and internal activity. That stimulation keeps you from fully winding down. On the other hand, going to bed hungry can also interrupt sleep. You might wake up in the middle of the night because your blood sugar dropped too low. So what's the balance? Try to eat your last big meal at least 3 hours before bedtime. If you need a small snack later in the evening, choose something gentle like a banana with a little nut butter, a warm glass of milk, or some almonds. And what you consume throughout the day matters too. Caffeine and sugar can seriously mess with your sleep. Caffeine, even if consumed in the early afternoon, can still linger in your system by bedtime. If you struggle with falling asleep, try limiting caffeine to the morning only. Sugar can cause spikes and crashes in your blood sugar, which can affect how deeply you sleep. That late night dessert or sugary soda might seem harmless, but it can lead to a restless night. Now, let's move to exercise. Physical activity helps regulate your body clock. When you move your body, especially during daylight hours, you reinforce circadian rhythm. You give your body a strong cue: this is daytime, and later comes rest. Exercise also reduces stress hormones like cortisol. That makes it easier to relax when it's time to sleep. But here's a tip: avoid high intensity workouts right before bed. They might wake you up and delay your sleep window. If you like to move in the evening, try gentle yoga, stretching, or a slow walk instead. Now let's clear up some common myths about sleep that might be affecting your habits without you even realizing it. Myth 1: I can function just fine on 5 hours of sleep. Truth: most adults need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep a night for optimal functioning. While a rare few people may have a genetic mutation that allows them to function well on very little sleep, for the rest of us, chronic short sleep leads to physical and mental burnout. You might get used to the tired feeling, but that doesn't mean your body is coping well. Myth 2: I'll catch up on the weekend. While sleeping in on weekends can feel nice, it doesn't truly make up for lost sleep. Your body craves regularity. Shifting your sleep schedule too much can throw off your rhythm even more and make Monday mornings feel harder. Try to maintain a consistent schedule, even if it's just within an hour every day. Myth 3: drinking alcohol helps me fall asleep. It's true that alcohol can make you drowsy, but it disrupts sleep quality. It interferes with your REM cycle, causes you to wake up more often during the night, and can lead to lighter, less restorative sleep. So even if you fall asleep faster, you'll likely wake up groggy. Myth 4: watching TV helps me relax before bed. It may feel relaxing, but the blue light emitted from screens suppresses melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep. Plus, the content on screens, whether it's exciting, dramatic, or stimulating, keeps your brain engaged when it should be unwinding. Instead, try a screen-free wind-down routine. Section 10: healing your relationship with sleep. Finally, let's talk about something deeper: your relationship with sleep. In our productivity-focused culture, sleep is often seen as something optional, something that gets in the way of getting things done. Myth 4: watching TV helps me relax before bed. It may feel relaxing, but the blue light emitted from screens suppresses melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep. Plus, the content on screens, whether it's exciting, dramatic, or stimulating, keeps your brain engaged when it should be unwinding. Instead, try a screen-free wind-down routine. Finally, let's talk about something deeper: your relationship with sleep. In our productivity-focused culture, sleep is often seen as something optional, something that gets in the way of getting things done. We praise people who burn the midnight oil and brag about how little sleep they need. We treat rest like laziness and exhaustion like a badge of honor. But if that mindset is wrong, what if sleep is not a weakness but a strength? What if rest is not the opposite of productivity but the foundation of it? You don't have to earn rest. You don't need to feel guilty for sleeping. Sleep is your birthright. It's part of your biology. It's your natural rhythm. When you honor it, your life begins to align. You think better. You feel better. You relate better. You create better. Start noticing how you speak about sleep to yourself and to others. Instead of saying, "I don't have time to sleep," try, "Sleep gives me the energy to do everything I want to do." Instead of saying, "I'll sleep when I'm dead," try, "Sleep helps me live fully." Build a bedtime routine that feels like a gift, not a chore. Make your room a sanctuary. Dim the lights. Make it quiet. Turn your bedroom into a place of calm, not chaos. And most importantly, listen to your body. It knows when it needs rest. Trust that wisdom. Have you ever noticed that when your mind is busy, sleep becomes elusive? Your thoughts swirl, your worries chatter. Your to-do list stretches endlessly in the dark. This is the mind-body connection at work. Sleep isn't just a physical event, it's deeply connected to your emotional and mental state. When you're anxious or overwhelmed, your body responds with tension, faster breathing, and elevated stress hormones. That internal noise keeps you awake no matter how tired you are. So, what can you do about it? You don't have to force yourself to stop thinking. That never works. Instead, redirect your mind to calm, comforting thoughts. Try this simple mental exercise. Imagine a peaceful place. It could be a beach, a forest, or a cozy cabin. Picture every detail, the colors, the sounds, the textures. Or try gentle affirmations. I am safe right now. My body deserves rest. I welcome peaceful sleep. This shift in focus soothes your nervous system. It invites rest in without pressure or struggle. Sometimes journaling before bed helps. Dumping your thoughts on the paper clears mental clutter. It tells your brain you don't need to carry this into sleep. Other times, gentle breathing is enough. Inhale slowly, hold and exhale longer than you inhale. Your breath is always with you. It's your built-in calming tool. The more you respect your mind-body connection, the smoother your transition into sleep becomes. Let's talk about something that's especially relevant in today's world, your immune system. Did you know that sleep plays a powerful role in how well your body fights off illness? When you sleep, your body goes into repair mode. It produces important proteins called cytokines, which help your immune system respond to infections and inflammation. Without enough sleep, your body produces fewer of these vital defenders. That's why when you're sleep deprived, you're more likely to get colds, flus, or even struggle with recovery from bigger health issues. And if you're already sick, sleep helps you heal faster. Your body craves more sleep during illness for a reason. It's focusing its energy inward, not on movement, digestion, or thinking, but on defense and repair. So the next time you're tempted to push through exhaustion when you're feeling under the weather, consider the sleep is not avoidance, it's medicine. Honor that signal, let your body rest, let it heal. Now, let's take a gentle turn and talk about dreams. Dreams are fascinating, aren't they? They're stories your brain tells while you sleep, sometimes strange, sometimes beautiful, sometimes haunting. Science doesn't fully understand dreams yet, but we know they happen mostly during REM sleep, the deepest stage of rest. During REM sleep, your brain is highly active. It's consolidating memories, processing emotions, and even solving problems. That dream where you're flying, or that dream where you're back in school? They might seem random, but many dreams hold emotional meaning. They're like symbols your subconscious uses to work things out. You don't need to analyze every dream, but paying attention to them can give you insight into your inner world. Some people even keep dream journals. Just writing down what you remember can be a gentle practice of self-awareness. Even nightmares serve a purpose. They may highlight unresolved fears or stress that needs your attention. So instead of fearing your dreams or dismissing them, try welcoming them with curiosity. Your dreaming mind might be wiser than you think. Sleep changes over the course of your life. Babies sleep a lot because they're growing rapidly. Teenagers tend to stay up late and sleep in. Adults often feel the pressure of life and experience sleep disruptions. And older adults sometimes find it harder to sleep deeply or stay asleep. But here's the key: no matter your age, sleep remains essential. If you're aging and noticing your sleep shifting, know that this is natural, but also know that there are gentle ways to improve it. Stay active during the day. A daily walk in the sunlight helps anchor your circadian rhythm. Avoid long naps late in the afternoon. Create a calming wind-down routine, just like you might for a child. Read, stretch, listen to soft music. This signals your body that rest is coming. And talk to a doctor if sleep disturbances are frequent. Sometimes underlying health conditions, medications, or even vitamin deficiencies like magnesium or B12 can interfere with rest. No matter your season of life, You deserve restful, restorative sleep. And now, as we come to the end of this peaceful journey together, I want to thank you truly for spending this time with me. We've talked about the rhythms of rest, the science of sleep, and the beauty of letting go at the end of each day. We've explored how sleep is not just a pause in our lives, but a powerful healing ritual that allows our minds, our bodies, and even our hearts to recover and grow. Remember, this sleep is not a weakness. It is not a luxury. It is a foundational strength, your quiet superpower. So tonight when you lay down, I hope you do it with a little more kindness, a little more intention, a little more trust that your body knows exactly what to do when given the chance. Close your eyes, breathe in gently, let the day melt away, and know that with every restful night, you're giving yourself the fuel, the clarity, and the peace to live your best life one night and one dream at a time. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourself. Sleep well, and I'll see you in the next episode.